The September real estate numbers are here. What are they telling us? Hi everyone, my name is Mike Rennick. I'm the team lead, the senior broker of Team Rennick, part of that great Mangrove Realty Associates family. I promise to keep you up to date, and here's the latest. You'll see the same slide that I'm looking at on the laptop on the screen. Sales are down 8%. This is over last year, and it has to do with Sarasota and Manatee County, so it's our macro market. Pendings down 14%. Price, though, we're not giving them away. Price went up 30% over a year ago. Sales are down, pendings are down, price is up. Days on the market, still extremely fast. Listings are selling down 70%. Months of inventory out there right now are down 59%. Let's go into the individual charts and we take a look at sales. I mentioned that they were down 8%. They went from around almost 2,200 this month to a year ago. They were at almost 2,400. With pendings, almost 2,200 pendings, 2,500 approximately a year ago. Pendings are the units that are going to sell or going to close in the next 30, 60, 90 days. What's interesting when we take a look at the chart, the sales numbers, when we compare year to year, are falling, but they're also, when we compare month to month, and you can see on this chart, they're also coming down. That's a shift in the market. Is it happening just in Florida, or is that national? I'll address that in just a minute. Prices, I said they're up 30%, $223 a square foot last year, $279. But when we look at the chart on the screen right now, we see they're kind of level over the last 4 or 5 months. So even though prices are up over a year ago, it's staying kind of steady when we look at recent history. Days on the market, extremely low compared to a year ago. 22 days now, 73 days a year ago. Holding a little bit steady over the last couple of months. When we look at months of inventory, starting to go up. And that's the key here. To solve the seller's market, to make it more balanced, we need more listings. Inventory, 0.8 of a month this year. 2 months last year, but we see from the chart on the screen that it's starting to go up. Let's take a look at the national scene now. What's happening nationally? We tend to follow. Florida is a diverse market where a lot of folks are buying second properties, third properties, vacation homes, and they're coming from all over the globe. So we tend to follow the national statistics. Let's look at what the Deputy Chief Economist at First American has to say. And I quote, "We are seeing some signs of softening in the housing market, but context is important here. We're still very much in a seller's market, but we are seeing some of the early signs of softening." And that's what I alluded to just a couple of minutes ago with the local charts. Let's look at real estate technology firm OJO Labs and look at what they have to say. And I quote, "The U.S. housing market continues to be ultra competitive, even as new COVID cases surge. But new data shows the level of competition and ensuing price increases may be cooling off just slightly. Data shows that 49.6% of the homes sold for more than the initial list price back in July, far ahead of the number reported in a year ago, when 26.8% of the homes were sold above initial asking price. But it's below June's total, when 50.4%. We're seeing down here where homes are lasting a little bit longer, and we're not seeing as many bidding wars as we were before." Let's look at the chief economist from Realtor.com, Danielle Hale. And I quote, "If these changing inventory dynamics continue, we could see a wave of real estate activity heading into the later part of this year." Let's take a look at affordability. 5 quick reasons why this is a unique market. Number 1, mortgage rates. Looking at the chart on the screen, we see in the 70s, almost 9% on average in that decade. Currently, we're seeing them in the 3 and 4%. Reason number 2, home price appreciation. When we look at the chart, we see that over the last set of data, it's up about 14%, and you can go back through the history on there. Number 3, months supply of inventory. Let's take a quote from NAR, National Association of Realtors. "The month supply refers to the number of months it would take for the current inventory of homes on the market to sell, given the current sales pace. Historically, 6 months of supply is associated with a moderate price appreciation." It's kind of a balanced market. And a lower level of month supply tends to put prices up most rapidly. When we look at this, we have for most aspects, a healthy economy and a healthy market. The problem that's driving this so much in terms of a seller's positioning is the fact that there's limited number of inventory. We're starting to see that change just a little bit though. Number 4, I said 5 reasons, days it takes to sell a home. And you can look at the chart here. It's down to 17 on average nationally, extremely low compared to what it's been in the past. And the last number, the number of offers per listing, you can see that it's around 4, 4.5, 5 currently, which was up from prior years, but we're seeing that change right now. So let me do a quick summary. A buyer can win even in a seller's market, and a seller can definitely win. What you need is a broker that understands the market, not with the numbers I just shared. We need to go deeper. In the area you're looking to sell or buy, what's the market look in that subdivision or in that homeowners association if it's a condo? That's where we can get the competitive advantage. When we know the market ahead of time, we can structure the negotiations in your deal to put you in the best light. We know how to do that. If you'd like further information, please feel free to reach out. Again, this is Mike Rennick. My personal cell is 941-400-8735. Feel free to give me a call. Thanks for watching. We will keep you up to date to any market shifts. Take care.